Hello, my name is Monica Iglesias, and today I want to share with you how you can prevent discipline problems with children. You know the moment when you go to the store and the kids are wanting everything like, Mommy, can I have this? Can I have that? Or you go to the bank or you need to talk to somebody and the kids are climbing all over everything like it's a jungle gym. Or maybe you need to go to a meeting where you need to sit quietly and listen, or in class, even being a student and things like that, and you've got the kids crawling all over everything and wanting to play as if it's recess time. Well, this is what I'm talking about. How you can go into a scenario like that and not have to deal with micromanaging children, but they're actually assisting with creating the environment for you. How would you like that? Well, I had the experience as a young mother, which first of all, I did not feel like I was a very good young mother. I personally was raised in like poverty, abuse, kind of that kind of scenario. So the only parenting experience I had was that my parents gave me. And I knew what not to do, or I knew what I didn't want to do, but I didn't know what to do. And yeah, you can imagine, we just aren't equipped with things. Nobody really teaches us how to parent. And every child's different anyway, so we just kind of have to learn from the school of hard knocks. Well, my school of hard knocks and this lesson came when I was at a meeting. We go as a family to this meeting. It usually happens on Sundays. And we had two young children at the time. One was 2 and one was 4. And the 2-year-old really liked to be active, like climbing up on the benches, down on the seat, crawling underneath the chairs. He just wanted to go everywhere. Most of those meetings, I ended up outside the main building or outside of the main meeting area to hopefully listen outside, but usually didn't even get to listen outside because I was micromanaging children going and running all over the place, right? And that was a very, very frustrating experience for me. And most of the time I could handle them with the assistance of my husband. But then my husband was asked to sit at the front of the meeting to help direct the meeting. And I was left alone in the benches or in the chairs, the seats, with not only my 2 children, but now a 3rd child at this time, a newborn baby. And I remember thinking, how am I going to do this? I just didn't see it as possible at first. But I knew there had to be a way because people do it all the time, right? But I just didn't know how to do it. So, okay, I've got these 2 kids I'm managing that want to run all over the place, and I've got a newborn, and I was committed to be there. So I had to find a way. So I actually poured out my soul to my Creator, and I asked, show me how I can do this. Show me a way. I did not give up. I could have easily given up and say, I'm never going back again because I can't do this. I could have closed that door, but I didn't. I was committed to keep going to this meeting and bring my children with me. So I really felt like I was given an answer that worked. And the inspiration came, and I want to share that with you today. Now, first of all, this one tool of inspiration came to me, and it has been able to change my life forever. It changed every instance, like the shopping instance and going to the bank and going to anywhere, even if I was going to the park. Every place I went with my children after that point, when I used this tool that I'm going to share with you, every time, no discipline problems. The kids were well behaved. I didn't have to micromanage them, and I could focus on what I needed to do. So when I did not use this tool, the kids were all over the place, climbing everywhere. They were loud. I couldn't focus on anything. I'd try to have this conversation with another adult, and I would end up just being so distracted and so frustrated. And I would remember coming home and just want to pull my hair out and be like, I'm done. I'm never taking you guys with me ever again, right? and I would feel defeated and literally just never wanting to go out with my children again. Have you ever felt that way? It was a frustrating experience, but with this tool, it was a whole different story. Now, this isn't about controlling a child. It's not about manipulating a child, and it's not even about bribing a child. It's all about empowering the child from within and giving them the tools that they need in order to create an amazing experience with you. So it's something we do with adults all the time, people who we see as our equals. In fact, in corporate America, they use it all the time. Let me give you an example of a lawyer, okay? A lawyer, before he goes into a courtroom, try throwing him or her into the courtroom without letting them know anything that's going on and say, okay, perform, do your job, right? What's going to happen? If they don't have any background, if they don't have any context, if they don't have any knowledge of the situation or what's going on, what's going to happen? Well, I can tell you there's going to be a lot of frustration, a lot of confusion, and probably not very successful results. All right. But if you prep that lawyer beforehand, if you brief them on what's going on, what's going to happen in the courtroom, what are the possibilities, the possible outcomes and all that, if you brief them on these things, then they can be very successful in the courtroom. Well, this is what I'm talking about. So this is what I call briefing the children or prepping the children for any place that we go in our lives, whether it's going to the store, going to the bank, going to the park, or going to a meeting with mommy, okay? Or even sitting in a classroom as for story time, you name it. Whatever you want a child, wherever you want a child to perform or behave in a certain way, briefings are going to help you do that. Now, briefings are going to be different with children than with adults. All right, so I'm going to share with you how I discovered, the best ways I discovered how to brief children, okay? And we're going to go over 5 things, okay? The first one is foresight. You yourself have to have some kind of foresight of where you're going and where you want to take the children. The problem usually is you know, but the kids don't. You expect the kids to behave a certain way, but they have no idea what your expectations are. So you got to have some kind of foresight of what's going to happen, what are the possible scenarios, what are the possible things that will work and won't work, and so forth. The second thing is share your vision with the children. Give them the bigger picture. The bigger picture. Tell them the purpose for which you're going there. What is the purpose we're going for that meeting? We're going to learn. Mommy wants to go and learn so she can be a better person and a better mommy. Will you support her in this? Oh, well, yeah, we want a better mommy. We want to know what's in it for us too. So let them know what's in it for them. Okay? Let them know what the benefits and the purpose are for them. All right? So share with them the bigger picture. Also with the bigger picture is let them know what works and what doesn't work. Not just by telling them, but also asking them. Say, okay, we're going to this environment and the purpose is for learning, or the purpose is for this or that. Would this work? Climbing up and down and, up and down on the chairs and under the chairs and running around everybody. Would that work? And they're like, no, that wouldn't work. They're so smart. They're smarter than you give them credit for most times. So you ask them the question, well, what about this? Would this work? And you give them another scenario. If you sat quietly so everybody else could listen and learn too, would that work? Yeah, that would work. Or would it work if you're talking and punching your brother? Would that work? No, that wouldn't work. And you give them scenarios of some of the things that maybe have happened in the past and let them know, would this work or would not work? And then they come up with their own solutions. And so you don't have to. You don't even have to tell them. You just ask them what's going to work and what's not going to work. So giving them the bigger picture, letting them know what it's going to look like. So you're giving them the purpose, what it's going to look like. Is it going to be a place where they can play around? Is it going to be a place where they need to be quiet? Also, the next one is involve them in the creation process. Say, would you be willing, this is something I need, would you be willing to assist me in creating that? I would like to experience happiness, peace, love, joy, or whatever in this space. Would you assist me in creating that? And children, when they can assist you in creating whatever you want to create, I mean, they are all over that. Okay, they might not understand those phrases right now, but they will if you continue using these phrases with them. The other thing is to create, so this is number 4, create a win-win situation. Now, oftentimes as parents, we serve and serve and serve and serve, right? Well, at least we think we're giving and giving and giving, and we don't leave a whole lot of time for ourselves. In fact, we think that we are on the back burner and we just got to wait for those kids to get raised and out of the house before we ever get time to ourselves, right? Wrong. You are a human being and you do not have to give up who you are for your children or for being a mom. In fact, the best way you can honor your children is by honoring yourself as well. Because when you don't honor yourself, you're showing the children that they don't have to honor themselves either, and that they put themselves last as well. So one thing I share with my kids is, this is something that mommy needs. And children are so ready to support you. They want to please you. They want to make you happy. They want to be loved. And if they know that they can hit your target heart, if they know how to hit that, they will want to do it every time. It's when we starve them of that, or we don't let them know, then they're lost. They're lost. They don't know what to aim for. So they just do what's in front of them. They pick up a toy, what's in front of them, and they don't see the bigger picture. So helping them see the bigger picture, involve them in the creation process, create a win-win, and that means honoring yourself as well as your child. So if today you want to paint, guess what? Paint and include your child in the process. Don't just shove them aside, but say, okay, this is what I'd like to experience today. This is what it's going to look like, and this is what I need from you in order to make it happen. Would you be willing to support me in this? So all of these things are just an amazing way to create this connection with your child, as well as to prevent any discipline problems that could have or may have arisen in the past. Creating a win-win is also, if you want to do something for yourself, also honor the child. What is something that you would like to do? So when I was working with my children with going to this meeting, I also asked them, what is it that you want to do? Do you want to be able to go to the park? Or you want to go to the park because they like to run around? Yes, there is a wonderful place to be able to do all of that. And let's do that. Let's plan that for this week. And they're so excited because they get to go to the park this week. So they're going to honor mommy's time. Mommy's going to honor their time. And it's going to be a win-win situation. Okay? The other thing is, a part of this, it's not really one of the numbers, but seeing them as your equal. Not as you control them and they're you're just there to control what they do. It's not like that. See them as your equal. They are so much more brilliant than what you give them credit for. And they have a lot to teach you as well. So be open to what they can teach you. Because most children live on a vibration of love, peace, and joy the majority of the time. How many adults can you say do that? So is there something that you could learn from the children? Most likely, yes. Okay, the 5th one is debriefing, okay? You do a briefing and a debriefing, okay, in corporate America and in jobs all over the place. And the debriefing is simply this. What happened? How did it go? Was it successful? Were there things that we get to work on? What worked? What didn't work? Praise them for what they did right. praise, 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 celebrate every accomplishment they did. And then the things that they may need to work on is like, what could we do even better next time? Well, maybe we could shift this one part a little bit and this part. Okay, great. But overall, you guys did good. Good job. And celebrate their accomplishments. And they're gonna want to do it again for you. Now, when I go to the store, I don't have kids saying, Mommy, 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 I want this, I want that. We found another solution for that. And also, I can take them anywhere. I enjoy being with my children. I enjoy taking them anywhere I go. I can take them to a meeting. I can take them anywhere. And not only that, but if I need to go somewhere, I don't have, Mommy, I can't have you leave me. When I'll go on a date with my husband, it's like, oh, you guys gonna go on a date? Yay! They're so excited. We're like, why are you so excited that we're going, that we're leaving on a date? Well, because you get closer, you're happier when you go on a date, and you experience love. So they're willing to support us in that because this is something we've briefed them on in the past. Or if Mommy needs to go do a presentation or a class, then they are excited that Mommy gets to go out and bless the lives of other people and teach them what we have in our home. So all of these things are so, so, so exciting. So I wish you the best. I hope this created value for you in your life. Know that you are a powerful creator, so create the most amazing life possible for you from the inside out.